I heard there was rumors, people talking that you guys don't want a rehydration clause in the event if the fight does happen. Do you guys not want one?
Give a damn about that. It only gets so big, it get too big, then that's on him.
Yeah, people want to see that fight, and maybe they see that fight. We don't know yet, right? But maybe they see that fight, and I'm always open to good fights,
Terence Crawford has exposed Canelo Alvarez for demanding a rehydration clause for their fight. Meanwhile, Bernie Thar, boxer of Team Crawford, stated in an interview that Crawford and Canelo's bout is on for September 13th. It hasn't been officially confirmed yet. But Bernie spilled the beans. Crawford is set to jump to 168 lbs to take on Canelo for his trio of super middleweight titles. Boxing fans were already aware that Crawford and Canelo were set to clash in September, with leaks surfacing. Weeks ago, however, this marks the first official confirmation from someone within their camps. Addressing fan criticism that Terence Crawford should first establish himself at 168 before facing Canelo. He dismissed the notion, outright responding, simply why he then laid out Crawford's staggering resume, 2-division.
To 168, I wouldn't have to lose any weight. I wouldn't have to strain my body. I can just focus on getting stronger and getting sharper and just work on the things that I need to work on to fight a guy of that size.
You're on an 11-fight knockout streak. Is it important to you to continue that, or you just kind of take this fight as it happens?
I just take the fights how it happens. If the knockout come, it come. If it don't, I'm just looking at securing the victory at the end of the day. I never go in a fight looking for the knockout, but if it's there, I'm definitely going to take it.
Prediction on this one?
Like always, a victory.
All right, we'll see how it happens on ESPN Plus pay-per-view. Terence Crawford, Israel Madrimov, Saturday from BMO Stadium here in Los Angeles. Champ, always good to see you. Good luck on Saturday.
Appreciate it. Thanks for having me.
Undisputed champion, 3-division, unified titleist, and a 4-division world champion. However, he notably omitted any mention of the caliber of opponents Crawford conquered. To claim those belts, fighters largely seen as beatable, it's on, baby. September 13th. Look forward to it. Crawford versus Canelo. As I said, Crawford versus Canelo. Yeah, it's confirmed Crawford versus Canelo. Not the other way around, said Bernie Thar. Boxer to fight hype about the Canelo Alvarez versus Terence Crawford. Mega fight being on for September 13th. Team Crawford stands up pound for pound, the best in the world, soon to be the super middleweight champion of the world, said Bernie on social media. The majority of fans encourage the fight, rather than heavily criticize it, despite his age. Lack of strength, power, and experience. At 168, many people think Crawford can prevail.
Yeah.
So do you like Terence's chances even without a
I love Terence's chances. When it first came out of his mouth, he said he wanted to fight me.
Mm-hmm. And yeah, you guys have zero issues with...
I have no issues with
No issues.
Terence ain't got an issue with it. I ain't got it.
Many believe Crawford is unbeatable, much like the fervent supporters of David Benovitz. They've watched him dominate for so long that the idea of him losing to Canelo seems almost unthinkable. But a closer look at his 17-year career tells a different story. His success isn't just about skill, it's also about the level of competition he's faced, and frankly, he hasn't been tested by elite opposition. When Crawford stepped up to 154 lbs against Israel Madrimov last August, he delivered a lackluster performance, far from his usual sharpness though. He secured a unanimous decision victory. The fight was tighter than expected, with judges scoring at 15-15, 1-13, 116, 112, and 115, 113 for those who know Brian B.A.C. McIntyre.
Because, in the past, most guys, when they're fighting bigger guys like that, that's going to be the first thing that they want.
That's some pussy shit. That's some weak shit. Oh, you can't come in this much and shit. Oh, man, get the fuck out of here. It's boxing. You got on the scale, I made the weight, regardless when I come back, ass. Hey, you accepted the fight, let's get in there and fight like me. Simple as that.
Appreciate you, Bomac. Thanks for the time, man.
Well, there's little doubt about the fight truly occupying his thoughts, though. Not yet official speculation is mounting that his star pupil, Terence Crawford, could clash with Canelo Alvarez as early as September, as anticipated. This historic showdown has ignited a storm of speculation and rumors at the heart of the debate. One topic continues to dominate conversation. The rehydration clause. Essentially, a rehydration clause is a rule that says you can't be much heavier when we fight.
take the fights how it happens. If the knockout come, it come. If it don't, I'm just looking at securing the victory at the end of the day. I never go in a fight looking for the knockout, but if it's there, I'm definitely going to take it.
Prediction on this one?
Like always, a victory.
All right, we'll see how it happens on ESPN Plus pay-per-view. Terence Crawford, Israel Madrimov, Saturday from BMO Stadium here in Los Angeles. Champ, always good to see you. Good luck on Saturday.
Appreciate it. Thanks for having me.
You have to stay close to what you weigh in at today. The concerns likely arise from the stark weight disparity between Crawford and Alvarez before stepping up to 154 lbs. The southpaw from Nebraska competed nearly 3 divisions below Alvarez. Yet in true Bomax fashion, he brushed off the notion without a second thought. Ricky, Fallaty of Ring Magazine recently recounted a conversation with BAC during a meeting at a gym in Las Vegas. Soon fall, Fai mentioned hearing rumors about the team's stance on a rehydration clause, asking if they opposed having one in the event the fight materialized in response. McIntyre clarified that he was indifferent to how much weight an opponent might gain after the weigh-in. He expressed that if an opponent overdid it becoming sluggish or hindered by their own size.
Don't get me wrong, he's a good fighter. He's really good, really good abilities and everything. And maybe we will see that fight. Maybe, we don't know yet.
Canelo, look, something you said to me a while ago really resonated. You said basically, if somebody's going to disrespect me, I don't want to punish them in the ring and beat them up and say, hey, here's, all this money, because everyone always makes their career high payday facing you, right?
Yeah.
It would be their issue, not his. Or Crawford's. He emphasized that it wasn't a concern for him, stating it was entirely on the opponent. If their size became disadvantage, the reporter continued to probe, questioning whether BAC still believed Crawford could secure victory. Without any rehydration limit, without hesitation. BAC reaffirmed his unwavering faith in Crawford, insisting that weight restrictions wouldn't alter the outcome, as Fallaty expressed. Some doubts, pointing out that in the past, fighters facing larger opponents often prioritized having a rehydration clause in response. Brian McIntyre dismissed the idea as nonsense. He argued that the concept of a rehydration clause was utterly absurd, criticizing the notion of limiting how much weight a fighter could gain after the weigh-in for McIntyre.
Check out the projected odds that came out. One of the odds projectors say Canelo is opening up as the favorite, -130. Crawford is +100. That's damn near 50-50. Another one says Canelo Alvarez is the favorite, -185. Crawford is the underdog, only +55. Let me tell you something. If those are the odds on my bookie come day one, I'm max betting Canelo Alvarez. I could give a damn. If y'all mean to tell me that y'all think it's 50-50, I'ma empty my account on Canelo Alvarez. I don't have to bet KO, none of that shit. If y'all think it's that close, I'ma empty my account. $30,000, I can give a shit. I'm about to come up. I was gonna bet on Crawford, thinking he'd be the huge underdog. Y'all got it that narrow?
Once the weigh-in is complete, it should be up to the fighter to manage their weight. However they choose, he emphasized that fighters should simply step into the ring and fight like true competitors. Especially since they agreed to the bout, the confusion likely started after the Ryan Garcia versus Javante Davis bout, where the term rehydration clause entered the spotlight. Now it's essential to clarify the issue and ensure better communication. Moving forward, to avoid any more misunderstandings, to provide some background. Mike Cena recently emphasized that official contracts have not yet been signed. Nevertheless, there's a solid chance that Canelo Alvarez and Terence Crawford might square off over the Mexican Independence Day weekend in September, assuming all details are finalized, and as Crawford said all along, it would take place at 168 lbs with no rehydration. Clause said, ESPN's Boxing Insider for boxing enthusiasts. This showdown pits two of today's elite fighters against each other in a high-stakes clash to decide who truly deserves the title of the sport's best pound-for-pound contender. Crawford is likely to move up from light middleweight to super middleweight for a highly anticipated clash with the Mexican A that is shaping up to be one of the biggest spectacles of 2025. In an interview with IFL TV, Hearn admitted that Crawford was at a significant disadvantage in what would be a showdown of two generations of greats. Hearn said it's a massive spectacle. Crawford's coming up, really, in 3 weight classes. He's just come up 1 weight class, or he's even come up 3 weight classes before that. I think that he's physically disadvantaged in the fight, but he's a brilliant pound-for-pound fighter. It's 2 generational greats fighting each other. Another major topic leading up to this fight will be the rehydration clause. Hearn disclosed that Alvarez would have passed on this opportunity if that particular clause had been in place. Hearn only said Canelo would never do it in response to the question of why Crawford hasn't negotiated a rehydration provision. Terence Crawford has consistently embraced the philosophy that boxing should be a relentless and evolving challenge, whether it's adapting to a bulkier physique or conquering 2 weight classes. He explains that this is the reason he's created the chance to rise through 2 additional weight classes in face-off against fellow 4-division champion Saul Canelo. Alvarez with the fight set to be confirmed for September after attending his gym buddy Steven Nelson's main event. Weigh-in for Saturday night's fight against Alvarez's WBO #1 ranked opponent, Diego Pacho Crawford, told Boxing Scene in an exclusive interview Friday at the Cosmopolitan. That's what great fighters are all about, testing yourself against all the odds. Crawford, with an impressive 41-0 record, made a victorious leap from his reign as the undisputed welterweight champion. Saudi power player Turki Alik has poured significant resources into honoring his respect and admiration for Crawford, elevating him to the top billing for Al Sheikh's inaugural US event in August. Despite some tension with Alvarez, Al Sheikh has worked tirelessly to push this highly anticipated showdown toward reality.
Likelihood of a fight with you and Terence Crawford, it would be one of the biggest in boxing.
We don't talking about yet about the fight. Me and Turkana know each other, and then we wanna see what happens.
And when do you want to get out next? I know you're here in London tonight. When are you going to be in a camp?
Huh?
When are you going to be in a camp? I know you're
In
here.
camp? Training camp in March.
Okay, so
At the beginning of the middle of the February or March, yeah.
Crawford said, "I'm definitely grateful for what Turkey has done in the sport of boxing, making all the biggest fights happen, making all of these fan-friendly fights. He's a big fan himself, so he's putting forth so much into making the fights that everyone wants to see. By putting the money behind it, I'm very happy with how things are headed and excited about where everything going in 2023. Canelo Alvarez made headlines with his statement, if you see his record, he just beat 1 good fighter."